As journalists, we are supposed to be critical and unemotional, but this is an emotional story for me. This is where it all started 16 years ago as a young journalist. This is where I made my mark. This was one of my first big stories where we took 2 safaris to the Rann of Kutch. Now we are recreating that with the new Safari Storm, and we've invited a couple of S.O.U.L members to bring along their safaris and experience what the run is all about, and also to get them to reclaim their lives. Our journey begins in Mumbai, where 2 Safari Storm Varicor 400s and 2 Safari Dicors head off towards Gujarat. On the way, we pick up Kunal and Jaideep in their Safari Dicor, and with the entire crew in place, 5 safaris hit the road to Ahmedabad. Now the roads in Gujarat, especially the Golden Quadrilateral, is excellent and it suits the safari brilliantly. This new Safari Varicor 400 that I'm driving has got fantastic torque, so 5th and 6th gear is enough to maintain a very high average speed. The Safari also has got excellent suspension, and that makes it extremely comfortable. Whether it's good roads, whether it's bad roads, it doesn't matter to the Safari, and also for passengers. Next morning, we head out from the Run Riders, which is in Dasada, the last village on the outskirts of the little Rann of Kutch. If you want to head into the run, this is the place to go to. It's a lovely resort, and most importantly, the people who run it, especially Mujahid Malik, he knows the run like the back of his hand. So he'll show you where to go, what to spot, and that's because the run, it might be a desert, but it is filled with animals, with birds, with interesting things to see and places to go. On the way, we catch a beautiful sunrise, and they say the sun rising and setting in the run is absolutely spectacular, but we've kept that for later. For now, we drive through the historic Madapur gate, which is one of the gates for the historic Zainabad fort, and then head into the run.
The village, and that was heavily fortified. At that time, this was considered to be the entrance to Gujarat, one of the entrances to Gujarat. And this fortification was done in 11th century by a king called Siddharaj Jai Singh, who belonged to Solanki dynasty. There is a Suryavanshi dynasty which is very prominent in Gujarat.
Niyati and Aditya are going to be our guides as we head off into the run. They take us through the various aspects of driving through the run, what we need to take care of with our cars, and then as we head in, the first sighting is of the Nilgai. Now this is not a cow, this is actually an antelope, but because of the size of the animal, it is beautiful. Of course, it's called the Nilgai. One of the lakes on the way, we catch flamingos, and then we see what we've come to see, the Asiatic wild ass. This is the sanctuary for the Asiatic wild ass, and this is a beautiful animal that's found only in the Rann and in Ladakh, 2 extreme climates. It is a beautiful sighting, and we all stop and stare and take pictures, and then we head off into the run to do what we came to do. 5 safaris driving through the run, the vast open expanse of the desert, nothing to look out for, nothing to hit, just direct yourselves by the GPS. It is a fantastic driving experience, and this is something that the safari is built for, to raid the run. Driving in the run is a crazy experience. It's just a vast expanse of nothingness, and by GPS or using a compass, you just maneuver yourself. There are a few paths that have been built because people use it. There are salt trucks that go past, and some trucks use this to escape the toll tax on the highways. But otherwise, it's just empty. You steer 5 degrees to the left, 5 degrees to the right, just point in the general direction of if you see anything. But most of the times, even the horizon is empty. You see a few mirages. It's a crazy experience, and the safari is built for this. Not that long ago, the run used to be the ocean bed, and when the waters receded, it left behind this vast desert which is heavy with salt. This is the white run, and it's called the white run because it is absolutely white. The white that you see is salt, and almost 50% of India's salt comes from this region. It is obviously a beautiful sight, but right now the white run is a little soggy, so you can just walk in a few meters, take a few pictures, and then you gotta head out. Our safaris can't go here. What our safaris have no problem with is a spot of off-roading. The next morning, we head out to the grasslands of Bhuj to catch the early morning sunrise, but with the fog heavy in the air and remember, this is fog, this is not smog. We are away from the hustle and bustle of the city. So anyway, we don't catch the sunrise, but what we do is a bit of off-roading, and all our safaris, because they are equipped with four-wheel drive, they have no problem. Whether it's loose patches, whether it's soggy patches, our safaris sail through absolutely without a problem. After some off-roading, we head out from the Kutch Wilderness Camp and head back to the little run, because we have a surprise in store for our participants. I'm sure a lot of people who buy safaris are asked that why have they bought the safari? There are newer, more modern cars around. But what the safari can do, especially in this kind of environment and this terrain, very few other vehicles, SUVs also, can't do. This has proper four-wheel drive, so if you get stuck, put in a follow, you will be able to power through. And it is comfortable. Unlike these other hardcore SUVs, this one is very comfortable. The suspension setup is fantastic. The seats are incredible. It's a great way to really explore the country. Great way to log out, get lost, and reclaim your life. And catch one of the most spectacular sunsets on God's good earth. If you haven't been to the Rann of Kutch, you really must go there. And then driving through the run in the night, guiding yourselves by the position of the stars and the moon is another fantastic experience. Of course, you can use GPS, but there is a great charm in doing it the old-fashioned way.
Mind-blowing. I mean, I'd never expected so many things happening over so few days, and it was a great drive, perfect organization. I loved it.
Actually, I can't explain in the words. Really, I feel, and feeling cannot be expressed in the words. But really, I loved it, and I would like to join again and again.
ये तीसरा है, मेरे पास 3 लीटर भी है, 2.2 लीटर डाइकोर है और ये स्टॉर्म. और ऐसा नहीं है कि मैं सेल कर दिया, तीन मेरे पास है. सफारी को लव हो गया मुझसे शायद, वो तीन नहीं छोड़ रही है मुझे.
Safari is very tough vehicle. I think my beast, she will bear everything, and she's always with me, so I know she's a tough thing.